Hey guys, welcome to About Ukraine. We are safe here, and so is a little Oreo. He's grown quite a bit. He's like a bigger than a cat now. He used to be like a little rat, and then he was a cat, and now he's, I don't know, a little bit bigger than a cat. So yeah, it seems to us that this war is progressing a little bit not in Russia's favor, because it seems to me that Russia's changing their strategy, they're changing their tactics. They wanted to take over the north side of Ukraine, Kiev, Sumy, Kharkiv, that area, but then now it seems like they're moving to the south and they're terrorizing the southern part. And just today, I read that, I don't know if it's true, but it seems like my previous projections are correct, and it seems that Russia is trying to mobilize the general population, sort of enable general mobilization in the Bryansk Oblast, Belgorod Oblast, and Kursk Oblast. And I've seen this document. So yeah, it seems like Russia's getting a little desperate with their soldiers, and so it looks like we're looking at three possible scenarios. The first one is where Ukraine is going to start a counteroffensive and they're going to try to push Russia back. And that means a prolonged war, essentially. The second option is that Russia is going to try to hold its position. It means Russia is going to try to hold its territory that it's gained, and that means that Ukraine is going to try to attack those positions and regain that territory, which again means a prolonged war. And then the third option is that Russia escalates the situation by launching hypersonic missiles, cluster bombs, vacuum bombs, whatever it's been using, maybe even chemical weapons, maybe even nuclear weapons. So we're seeing a lot of threats, that Russia may do that. Yeah, that also leads to a prolonged war, but I assure you that will not be left unanswered by the West. The West is going to respond to that one. So, but in this video, I want to talk, and I want Irочка to join me, and we're going to talk a little bit about Ukrainian people. I mean, many at best are stuck without a home, and at worst, they're missing their loved ones. They've maybe lost a loved one. They're either being displaced internally or they left the country, and that's the case for many of them. And those that left the country, they are having quite a lot of options right now. We've seen the following. Like, first one, the news that came out just recently is that America is allowing 100,000 refugees to come in, Ukrainian refugees, and it seems like a small number, really. It seems like they're going to prioritize basically the people that are mostly families of people that are already in America, and hopefully they increase that number. But yeah, that's number one. And what about Poland? What do you think about Poland?
I think Poland is preparing to War 2, maybe.
Yeah, they are. But what about Ukrainians? They're taking I think they took about 3 million Ukrainians by now. And I read that they're going to give about maybe 500 zloty per child, which is maybe like $100 or so. But they're helping out. That's helping out, right?
But I don't know if this 3 million stays in Poland now, because people are moving to another countries. Maybe half of these people move to Germany, I'm sure, and another half staying in a line to Canada, to America, if they will have this program.
I think the EU is actually giving Ukrainians a 2-year work permit in general. Oh, look, somebody's here. Yeah, I think the EU is giving all Ukrainians a 2-year ability to stay, a permanent or like a temporary residency, that is a 2-year residency, which allows them to stay here. So it's pretty good. It means that they have a place to stay. They have a place to go to if they cannot remain in Ukraine. What I also found out is that the UK launched a Homes for Ukraine theme, which means that families in the UK are asked to basically sponsor Ukrainians. And basically, if you can find a sponsor, that sponsor can allow you to come in and live in their house indefinitely. Again, it's like more of a 2-year visa that you can have to remain in the UK. And the fact that you can remain in the UK indefinitely is a good option for many Ukrainians, because they can, like I said, as long as they have a sponsor, family sponsor that they can live with, they're allowed to live in the UK. Another country that's really helping quite a lot in terms of Ukrainians are Canada. Is Canada, right? Canada's helping Ukrainians a lot. They have fast-tracked this visa application process, which is open only to Ukrainians, and there's no limit as to how many Ukrainians can apply for a 2-year work permit or a 2-year visa to actually remain in Canada for as long as they want. And lastly, Australia did launch another special kind of program for Ukrainians as well. Australia, I don't know how many Ukrainians will actually want to go to Australia, but it's called a special humanitarian visa for Ukrainians. And Ukrainians are welcomed with open arms. That is, if they want to leave the country and they want to explore other countries. I suppose that many Ukrainians that are abroad will want to come back to Ukraine at some point and return to their material possessions, maybe return to their loved ones, collect them. And that is obviously only going to be possible when it's safe to come to Ukraine. And at this point, nobody knows when it's going to be safe to come to Ukraine. I mean, considering that the overwhelming majority of refugees are women and children, I cannot see mothers forcefully taking their children away from schools, from environments that they've grown accustomed to, and try to go back to Ukraine and get used to Ukraine, a country that by all measures seems like it's going to be demolished in many ways. I mean, you have thousands of bombarded cities, thousands of buildings that are just unlivable, they're demolished or they're completely unlivable. And in that environment, it's difficult to see how it's possible to live. I mean, besides all these children and their mothers, they're going to be used to life that they started in UK, Canada, US, Australia, Germany. It doesn't really matter where they are, they're going to get used to it. This is especially true once you consider how easy it is for children to make friends, assimilate, and learn a new language.